If you guys have been paying attention at all in this last week, you would have seen the big trade that happened last Monday between the Steelers and the Dolphins. MINKAH Fitzpatrick and a 2027 fifth-round pick gets sent to the Dolphins for JALEN Ramsey and Jonnu Smith. And while I don't see it moving the needle that much for either team, partly because the Miami Dolphins really aren't built to contend. Maybe they sneak into the playoffs, but they're not really built that great. They're kind of in this rebuilding phase. The Steelers, on the other hand, didn't really do much. I mean, yeah, you add JALEN Ramsey, who's been decent the last few years, but there's nothing special about it. Like, you're going to move him back. It was reported that he's moving back in to play safety, which he hasn't played since college. So, granted, he'd probably do decent, but it's not going to be like a seamless transition. You still got to get used to it. And it's been, 10 years since he's played that position in a football game. So I think he'll do well. I think he'll be decent. I don't think he's going to be like all-pro level that everyone's like expecting, at least all the Steelers fans are expecting. Nonetheless, I'm just going to kind of sit there. I don't know either one. But what ticks me off the most about it is not the trade. It's the fact that some of these pundits want to come out here and say that the Steelers will now be a championship contender. No, they're not. They're a retirement home. They're not going to be a championship contender. There's one that was quoted saying, this thrusts open their championship window, their contender window. No, it doesn't. How do you thrust open a window with 41-year-old quarterback who was also not very good the last 2 years and coming off a major injury, he's 2 years removed from it, a 35-year-old DB or cornerback in Darius Slay, and a 30-year-old safety? I don't get how that thrusts open your window. And then if you even want to throw in DK Metcalf, DK's 27, 28. So it's not like you really got younger and you like can, because when I say thrust open window, I think you extended the window. But thrusting open your window is not, oh, we thrust it open for a year and then it's just going to slam hard when we, like next year when everyone retires. No, I think thrust means that it's like, it's wide open. You have another 2-3 years and you've, forced that window open and now you have a longer time to be able to contend. But that's not the case. Again, you have an older quarterback that already has really much hinted at retiring after this season. So you're going all in on a quarterback that's 41, coming off 2 years removed from a major injury, hasn't been himself since 21 or 22. I just don't see the point of it. And for the pundit to say, because he was one of the ones that wrote the article for CBS, the pundit to say not only thrust open the window, but that the Bengals and Ravens were losers? How? Like, the Bengals have the top, probably the best wide receiver duo in the entire NFL, and they're both still under 26 years old, plus the best quarterback. And I'm a Ravens fan. The best quarterback is Joe Burrow, hands down. He is great. Their offense is great. Their defense lacks, but their offense is great. And the Ravens alone have, like, a great offense. You look at Lamar, you look at Derrick Henry. They're starting to build up the wide receiver corps. Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, DeAndre Hopkins. Plus, you have the tight ends. I don't see how the Ravens and Bengals feel any threat from the Steelers. Yes, it's going to be a rivalry, and obviously in the past, the Ravens haven't been good, but I don't see this as a threat to the Ravens or Bengals getting or winning the division. I think how it's going to come out, the standings will probably be Ravens first, Steelers will be second because their defense is going to be pretty good. I mean, you have TJ Watt, you have Cameron Hayward, and then it's probably going to be Bengals. But I don't see this as a threat of, oh my gosh, now the Steelers are bona fide favorites to win the division just because they got 3 30-plus-year-olds. It makes no sense to me. So that's what ticks me off the most. I don't mind the trade. I'm not the biggest fan. I think it wasn't really a step forward for the Steelers, but it is what it is. I mean, you lose a 28-year-old safety who's had 2 down years, and you replace him with a 30-year-old quarterback transitioning to safety. Again, I don't understand the move there. You pick up a 35-year-old DB and you think your entire defensive backfield is now good. I've seen people say that the Steelers now have the best defensive back in football, like their best defensive back room. That's a lie. That's a complete lie. That's a bone-faced lie. That is not even true. You have the Ravens are up there. The Eagles are up there. I would argue the Eagles are the best. They're coming off a Super Bowl win, and they have 2 incredibly young, good rookies. They have Reed Blankenship in the back. You have a really good team there. The Ravens, in my opinion, are right up there. They're really good. I could see Steelers as maybe top 5, but that's hoping that no one gets injured and that they all play as well as they can because, again, they're aging. So I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, that's how I feel about that. It is what it is, but you guys can think your way. I don't think it's that big of a move, as big as a blockbuster trade as everyone's making it. Either way, it's a nice trade. It's cool. It keeps the offseason interesting, but I'm not too worried as a Ravens fan.